Mr. President, we remember when you first were giving your acceptance speech of the nomination of the GOP convention. You said at that time that 1 year from now, when I take over the White House, I am going to reestablish the rule of law in this country. And you've done that, Mr. President, and we thank you for that. You know, behind me, Mr. President, are 44 sheriffs who represent here to Washington for two reasons. The first is to go to Congress, up to the Capitol today, hold a press conference and let Congress know enough's enough. We've been for 20 years asking Congress to move on the security aspects of immigration reform, and nothing has happened for 20 years. But what's really amazing, Mr. President, with your strength of purpose, the commitment to your convictions, you've done more in less than 2 years in supporting law enforcement and dealing with this illegal immigration problem that we've been asking for solutions on in less than 2 years. And again, all these sheriffs and the sheriffs across this nation are so grateful to you for that, Mr. President. And like so many of the promises that you made, you have come through, and the energy that you've put behind law enforcement in supporting us on our partnerships with 287G, going after MS-13 and getting them out of our neighborhoods, to building the wall, Mr. President, you've really been amazing. And so before I present this plaque, I just want to add one thing that maybe you heard about, maybe you didn't. But when we were on the Hill today, we announced that the National Sheriff's Association has done a crowdfunding page to raise money and mobilize the citizens of this nation to get behind you, to get behind the sheriffs, to build this wall. So in having said that, I would like to present this to you, Mr. President, because it's not surprising for any of the sheriffs who are here that shortly after you took office, people started saying, the citizens and members of the media saying, there's a new sheriff in town. And that's an endearing statement, and all these sheriffs know it. Because what it denotes is that there are problems, and somebody is coming in that's going to be able to fix those problems. You've done that, Mr. President. We can't thank you enough for your support. You said you have our back, and the sheriffs across this nation have yours. And God bless you, and thank you, Mr. President.
Well, that's really nice. This is an honor because when I was running, I think number one on our list was law enforcement, taking care of law enforcement, working with law enforcement. And really, we have to create guidelines and principles for the incredible job you've done. And you've done an amazing job. And I will tell you, a lot of times you're scorned and you're looked at by the media because the media is very dishonest, much of it in this country, very, very dishonest. And the job that you've done in light of all of the things that you have to go through, I guess a little bit like me also, but I will say that you have been really outstanding, incredible people. Crime statistics are down. We're really doing well, other than you take a couple of places on a nation where they have different policies than what we would put, and you know where I'm talking about. But there are a couple of places they don't believe in what we believe. But we have together done something very special. I also remember so well, Sheriff, when we were together, I said, we're going to get you a lot of military equipment that we're able to get, and it was sitting in warehouses all over the country. And in many cases, Mike, in other countries, you remember. And we brought it back home, and you were able to get great military equipment like you couldn't afford to buy in your budgets. And we gave it to you, and it protected a lot of people. We have a lot of people